Imagine receiving a letter inviting you to attend Hogwarts. It'd be the greatest feeling in the world, right? But would you still accept the offer if you found out all the secrets about this castle? Let's explore the mysteries of the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. The reason that children go to Hogwarts is to learn all about magic from the experts.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
You do it then if you're so clever.
Go on.
But it's also meant to be a safe place away from the outside world's dangers. Well, about that. Hogwarts actually features a ton of secret passages that lead outside of the school grounds and into nearby villages, like Hogsmeade. Heck, the Marauders spent a whole lot of time putting together a map that boasted 7 secret passages to get out of Hogwarts. Now, ask yourself this question. If the school was aware of this map's existence and what it lay out, why didn't they just seal up these openings over the years? Instead, the children just discovered even more secret pathways and used them to get in and out of places where they didn't get their permission slips signed. Honestly, it makes no sense why Hogwarts has a rule about staying on the premises if there are so many ways to get out of it. Talk about counterintuitive.
Harry Potter must say he's not going back to school.
And speaking of safety, let's discuss the elephant, or should we say, giant 3-headed dog in the room. Hagrid loves to tell everyone how incredibly protected Hogwarts is supposed to be. It's supposedly even safer than Gringotts. Okay, then what's the deal with Fluffy being one of the obstacles to the Philosopher's Stone? This monstrous creature is literally in a castle with a bunch of kids who may or may not decide to sneak around and see what's hidden behind the mysterious doors. Instead of finding next week's examination papers or Snape kissing McGonagall, they'll find Fluffy, who isn't exactly what you'd call cuddly or friendly in the slightest. Even Ron Weasley couldn't believe how outrageous this whole ordeal was, saying, "What do they think they're doing keeping a thing like that locked up in a school?" Don't worry, Ron. We all thought the exact same thing as you. Yeah, it makes sense that you want to keep the Philosopher's Stone under safeguard and ensure that no one can stroll right in and just take it, but you also need to balance that out with the children's overall safety. Having Fluffy as the guard is the equivalent of putting barbed wire around a student's bed just in case they decide to climb out in the evening.
It was horrible.
Makes you wonder what other fantastic beasts were hidden in the castle that we haven't even discovered yet. One thing that's difficult to find, though, is the vanished stairs. Located on the 5th floor down the furthest corridor on the east end of Hogwarts Castle, these stairs lead from the icy corridor to the Vault of Ice. This particular staircase isn't so easy to find, though, unless you use something like a Revelio charm. But where were these stairs in the movies or books? Well, they were there, just not pivotal to any major plot points. Considering there are 142 staircases at Hogwarts, it might be a little difficult to cover them all, right? These vanished stairs actually formed a part of the Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery video game, which allowed you to explore the biggest secrets of the famous castle. But hey, at least they gave you access to somewhere else within Hogwarts, not like the others that take you outside of the castle to Hogsmeade, right? The magic of Hogwarts also held the ability to make a powerful difference to people when it had to. The Room of Requirement, in particular, was such a place as it only appeared to a person when they truly needed it for a specific purpose. For example, it was the location where Dumbledore went to think about his past with Grindelwald, and also where Harry assembled Dumbledore's army away from prying eyes. Yet, while this room appears when someone really needs it, you still can't break the 5 exceptions of Gamp's law of elemental transfiguration. So if you're in the mood for a Big Mac, you can't exactly ask the room to supply you with the order or turn into a drive-in. Sorry, you can't even order a Happy Meal here. Though, it's still a useful place because as Dobby explained to Harry Potter, you stumble upon this room when you need it most. Call it a quiet place to think and make important decisions. Also, didn't Harry actually find it in the Philosopher's Stone? You know, when he was wearing the invisibility cloak and trying to avoid Snape and the others. Somehow this classroom appeared to him when he most needed it. But if you were looking for food, the place you'd go to is the kitchen, right? Well, at Hogwarts, it isn't as simple as just walking in and grabbing a midnight snack. Hello! As we found out in the Goblet of Fire book, there was a trick to getting into the kitchen, and it involved a magical painting. Fred and George Weasley were part of the few who knew how to enter, along with Hermione Granger, who showed her friends the secret as well. In the book, Hermione stood in front of the picture of a giant fruit bowl, tickled the green pear with her finger, and watched as it laughed and squirmed around before turning into a door handle. Then, presto, the door to the kitchen would open. To be honest, though, what was the point of this at all? If you tickle a pear, the door opens, so it isn't exactly a difficult thing to do. If you really wanted to keep children out of the kitchen, a regular Muggle key would likely be the best idea here. Considering that Hogwarts is a co-ed school, you'd expect the boys to try and sneak into the girls' dormitories and vice versa. After all, wherever there are hormones, there's bound to be a little trouble.
Wait, Hermione, you're a girl.
Oh, well spotted.
Well, Hogwarts isn't about to allow any hanky-panky or the hiding of wands on its premises. No siree. So if the boys decide to get up to any funny business and try to gain access to the girls' area, the stairs outside the entrance will morph into slides and send them right back out of there. Sheesh, there's definitely no sliding into DMs around here. Now, imagine if Hogwarts applied that same energy to keeping the students out of the Chamber of Secrets. You know, a real dangerous place? Sigh. Bureaucrats really put their attention into the smallest of issues. But getting up to trouble is pretty much all that the students can do at Hogwarts since it's a technology-free zone.
Bloody hell!
Yep, there are no video games or FIFA tournaments to keep the students occupied here. In fact, TVs aren't available either. The thing is, they aren't banned strictly per se, but the serious levels of magic would destroy electronic Muggle devices if they were in the vicinity. The only things that work at Hogwarts are wizard radios, which are basically magical imitations of regular Muggle radios. It does make you wonder why the wizards haven't figured out a way to make imitations of TVs and video game consoles yet. Honestly, those children deserve at least an hour of TV time a day, right? Ultimately though, Hogwarts is one giant secret itself.
No more questions. Don't ask any more questions.
All that people know is that it's based in Scotland somewhere, but no one knows the exact coordinates or where it is on a map.
I don't know, sir.
Pretty clearly.
But what if a Muggle just accidentally stumbled upon it while taking a leisurely drive one day? Sounds plausible, right? Well, that's impossible as revealed in the Goblet of Fire. Hermione was actually the one who explained how the castle is bewitched. If a Muggle was to look at it, all they'd see is a ruined building with a sign that reads, "Danger, do not enter. Unsafe." It's a pretty nifty trick overall, and it would be mighty useful if you wanted to use it to prevent people from ringing your doorbell for no good reason. Though, you just know that there would be one fool who'd try to enter and test the theory. Feeling in a magical mood right about now? Well, keep it up and let the hilarious moments continue with our Harry Potter bloopers video. And while you're at it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and stay awesome.